Hey everybody, and welcome back to Koi Pond Lifestyle. So what have we got on this week? Right, this week, some interesting stuff actually. My covers are still on and they ain't coming off yet because I've heard there's some bad weather coming in soon. It's now January in the UK and it did go to bed actually. It was starting to warm up. To be honest, I've been feeding my fish on and off since November. You know, I said I was going to try the feeding thing under 10 degrees. Yeah, I have, and I've continued to do that, which is interesting because I said I was going to turn off my air completely because I didn't need it. But now I'm thinking, because I'm still feeding, does the bacteria still need the oxygen? Do I get the oxygen over the 12 hours? What if I turned it off completely? So, I need to slow down a little bit, Andy. Dead excited, not been around for a week or two. Loads to tell you. So, what I'm still waiting for is the oxygen measuring kit that I was going to bring in on one of them dead expensive trendy ones that is dead accurate for oxygen in water. So a friend of mine's got one and he said I can borrow it for a few days. It's not arrived yet, unfortunately. I was going to try to get it in this video, but it's not arrived yet. So what we're going to do as soon as that arrives, which is going to be shortly, so maybe in the next video or the one after that, not sure, is do some measuring. Because I'm still feeding my fish, so I'm still creating ammonia. I've been checking my ammonia levels and there is a hint of ammonia, but no nitrite. So is that telling me that the ammonia is not changing into nitrite because the beneficial bacteria is not growing because I've turned my oxygen off overnight, 12 hours on, 12 hours off? So I need to work out all this and work out how I'm going to suss all this. So anyway, the oxygen meter's not come yet. So that as soon as it arrives, I'll need a few days, then do the testing, and then I'll release a video to say this is how it went, and this is what happens when I turn my oxygen off completely. This is what happens when I turn my oxygen off for 12 hours through the day and turn it back on through the night, and so on and so forth. So I'll do a number of tests so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing and how it's working, or if it's not working. Can't knock it till you've tried it. School day. Or two. So anyway, we've got to do that. So what we're doing today, if we don't do the oxygen meter, then what we're doing, lost my covers. Got up in the morning, getting ready to walk the bear, come out to have a look at the fish. 2 covers gone, like looking like this. Luckily, they'd only, as you can see, they've only fallen down back at the pond. So that was okay. Managed to retrieve them. Why did they come off? If you look back to about me, I think it was the last video, the video before, I've created another trailer video that I'll post up here. You can have a look at if you want. It's just basically trailers for new people to the channel, want to have a look what we're doing before they subscribe. So if you are new, have a look at that and see what you think. Come and join the crew, you know, subscribe, like, share, ding the bell for notifications, share to all your friends, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, lost my covers, luckily not over in the gardens and gone completely, so I managed to get them down, but it's because I didn't lock them in position, because I took the covers off to do the video, put the covers back on, went in, had my tea, it was freezing cold, and you know how it goes, I kind of forgot. So because I didn't push these little clip things in here, yeah, them, didn't click them in, so the little locking bolts, which I've got on the sides, didn't push them in, so of course the wind just got under them and whoosh, off they went. I nearly lost them. So I've school day, when you take the covers off, Andy, put the locking pins back in. You won't lose them if it's dead windy, because it's really windy at the moment. Got my new glasses on as well, what do you reckon? I don't know whether I like them or not. Anyways, next. Right, come indoors, getting dark outside. It's getting cold as well. Cold snap's coming back in. Not good. So anybody who's been with me for a while will remember my little air pump issue. Now I keep my air pump in the garage because it's a bit warmer in here, and to be honest, it's right behind the fire. So, but not close enough to get hot, if you see what I mean. It's just quite a distance between it, but the pipes go past the back of the fire. So sometimes it blows a little bit of warm air into the filter system when I'm running it through the night. Doesn't make any difference, I don't think. I don't think there's any gain whatsoever, but that's what it is. So that's where it is. Now I put it up here on the table because I've always been told that you've got to keep these above water level. So for example, when I turn this off, your pipes into the pond or into the filter system, into wherever, become siphoned. So when you stop blowing air from here, I'm told that it could siphon in and start emptying your pond, which is not what I want. Just got the bear come and join me. Hello. So I've always kept this in the garage above water level, so when I turn it off, it doesn't matter, the water can run so far back, and then it just pools in the middle, and I turn it back on, blows it back out again, I think. I've never really tested it, but that's what I've been told. So anybody who's just joined the channel, welcome to Koi Pond Lifestyle. Thanks for joining the channel. So a little while ago, I was trying to get this to not make as much noise. For example, I'll plug it in and show you. So as you can see now, the noise it makes. And I've not been able to stop it making this noise. I tried a number of things. It's sitting on polystyrene at the moment. That kind of deadens it a little bit. I tried putting foam around it. Everything to obviously not close the exhaust off so it can still breathe, where it does do. So, it's time to try out a little Christmas present I had. My Vari-Speed fan controller-y thingery didgeridoo. Now I was going to put this on my water pump to reduce the amount of amps and power that I'm using with me water pump. But because I'm still feeding quite a lot, I don't want to reduce the flow too much. I want the water exchange. Hang on, let me turn this thing off. I need myself think. So I was going to put this on my water pump, but like as I just said, I didn't want to slow down the water flow because I am actually still feeding. So I didn't want to reduce the water flow through the filter system because there's still waste coming from the fish. So I wanted to continue that. So what I'm looking at now is, so what am I going to do with this then? Basically, you can turn your air right down, so you're still feeding air in, but you're not using as much energy, because that's a massive thing at the moment. Obviously, with the energy price at the moment, it's just ridiculous. So it's costing us so much more money at the moment to run our ponds. Now in the winter, you can turn a few things off. So I haven't got my UV on, I haven't got my skimmer on. Like I said, I turn the air off 12 hours through the day, and then it turns back on at 7 p.m, turn it back off at 7 a.m. So that's the test I was talking about earlier that I've got to try to do. Change my glasses as well, by the way. I prefer these ones. To keep you on your toes. So I'm going to, anyway, I'm going to see if this will reduce the noise. If I can reduce the power through my air pump, then will it reduce the noise? I don't know. I'm going to find out right now. So I'm going to plug this in now to my air pump, see what happens. Still noisy, but I've not turned it down yet. Let's have a go. Oh. Wow, that's completely silent, but has it stopped it completely? Let's have a quick look outside. Right, turn it down too much. So let's turn it back up a bit. There's a little nodule thing. No, that's not even halfway. Ah, now that's quieter. So I've got that, where obviously the air's on flat, or that you can just hear. But is there still air going into the filter system? Let's check it out. Right, so there is, but it's not even turning over the KK1000 media on the right. And that's running at this. But if I turn it down anymore, it makes this really weird noise. Back to normal. Right, just to plug it a minute. See, I'm not sure with this now, because if I turn that down, because you know inside you've got these baffly things that they bounce in and out, which makes the air blow. So if I'm messing around with these with the power, is that going to wreck these? I know turning it on and off isn't doing it any good, but I'm thinking if I'm continually slowing them down, so but what should that matter? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it for a couple of days and see what happens. Just hope it doesn't wreck my air. Because they're not cheap, these things, are they? These air blowers. I mean, they're expensive, not mega expensive, but I'm trying to cut down to save a load of cash. I don't know. I'm going to give it a couple of days and see what happens. Right, the other thing I wanted to run past you today as well is I've changed my KH testing kit from, I used to use a Colombo one, and I just decided to have a change, to be honest, because I use the API freshwater master kit anyway for nitrite, nitrate, pH and so on and so forth. This hasn't got a KH tester in it, so I ended up getting the Colombo one. It was just one at the time, but I thought I'd try this KH kit from API. I've not even opened it, it's just arrived in a post, to be honest, so I'm going to give this a whirl. It comes in a lot larger bottle with a lot more fluid in than my Colombo one. So the Colombo one, for a very similar price, so there's a lot more fluid in this, 5 millilitres of water you test, same with this, 37 fluid ounce. Doesn't see how much is in this one actually. So yeah, I thought, hang on, I'm getting more for my money here, aren't I? Surely to God. So I thought I'd try the API one, because this is nearly run out and I needed to get some more before it ran out, because I'm doing a lot of KH testing. Reason I'm doing a lot of KH testing is because there's a lot of rain. So I'm getting lots of rain in the pond and it seems to affect my KH levels. So I'm doing lots of testing the KH, and if it, like I've always said, if it does drop, the water from my tap in Stoke-on-Trent is very high KH. So I just flick the tap on, do a quick water top up or change, or just let it overflow on, trickle in, trickle out, and it raises my KH levels again, which is great for me. So no sodium bicarbonate stuff to go in, just water out the tap. So I thought I'd just let you know that I'm trying this API kit that I've not done before, and with these as well, I've always had people saying, yeah, but basically with this kit, with the KH kit, is you put your 5 millilitres of water from your pond in your test kitty thing, then you drip 1 drop, give it a shake. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll do it for you now. Right. I know everybody, all the experienced quick keepers out there going, oh God, fast forward quick, he's doing the KH test. Hang on, bear with me. Because I've had a few comments, every time I've done this, I've had people commenting that, is it the first drop you count, or is it not the first drop? Or is you count every drop after the first drop of fluid to get to the other stage? So basically you put one drop of this in, it turns your water blue. You keep adding 1 drop at a time, it turns it yellow. So what is it? Is it you put 1 drop in, and then do you count every drop after that 1 drop, or do you count from the first drop? Well, the instructions say you count the amount of drops it takes to turn the water from blue to yellow. So is that saying make it blue? Is that saying make it blue, and then how many it costs to make it yellow? This will roll around for a while, won't it? So anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to count everyone. Rebel. So everyone. So 1 goes blue. 4. So there you go. 4 to get mine from blue to yellow. So is that 3? Because it was blue and then it went to yellow. To be honest, I think I might put my tap on actually, because if it's from blue to yellow, then do you count the first one? If it's, do you see how many drops it takes to turn it to yellow? Then it's 4. But mine should measure 4. Between 4 and 6, apparently most ponds should measure between 4 and 6, because your KH level needs to be at a certain level to buffer your pH. School day. So anyway, so that's not bad. So I might just flick my water on and just give it some fresh water from there. Right, so I've got the instructions here. Instructions. So let's just read exactly what it says and how it says I should be dealing with this and how many drops and so on. The KH value is determined by the number of drops of test solution that must be added to turn the water in the test tube bright yellow. So again, is that saying that I do 1 drop to make it blue and then every drop after that I count? To be honest, for me, I'm not going to stress about it because it's 1 drop. So is it 1 or is it 2? It's low. Is it 3 or is it 4? It's low. Is it 4 or is it 5? It's right. Is it 5 or is it 6? That's right. So for me, it's 1 drop. It doesn't really matter. I shall continue to do it as I am by doing every drop in personally. So it's up to you. I'll leave it with you. But yeah, for the sake of 1 drop, the other thing I've got to do is change my water trickling system's filter. So I've got another carbon filter to put in, carbon block cartridge, and to be honest, I'm going to get 2 of these carbon cartridges, I think. Just put this in because I've got this one, the paper one. The paper ones are dead cheap. Paper ones are only sort of 5 or 6 quid, 7 quid. It's the carbon ones that are a bit more expensive. But I think the more carbon you have, the better, because apparently there's quite a lot of chloramine stuff going in. I've never been able to measure the chloramine, but I believe obviously the chlorine's going in. No good for your fish, so I think I need to get them out. So I've got to do these as well if I'm going to be putting in some more water, more KH. I'll get that done today as well. Right, get these replaced, and then we're rocking and rolling then. So whenever I'm sticking some more water in, but I think I'm going to get another carbon and do 2 carbon instead of 1 paper and 1 carbon, because then I suppose it's going to be more effective. Anyway, I'm going to get these on and see what they all look like. So, magic! Yeah, so the paper ones, they're really just filtering bits of things out. I mean, this has gone quite brown now. You can see I've got a lovely white one in there. It's gone a bit brown because they're taking all the bits of rubbish and stuff out of the water. And like I said, this has been running for a little while now. It's got a bit grubby on the end. Maybe I've had this in for maybe 3 or 4 months. Not used it much over winter, only just trickle in, trickle out, just to keep the KH systems up. So yeah, I'll get these going. So I'm going to get this loaded back up again because I just want to trickle in some more water to get my KH levels back to, well, like you say, is it 1 or is it 3? And on that bombshell, thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, click the like, subscribe just over there, that little circly thing there, ding the bell for notifications, and share to all your friends. Thanks very much for watching. You've been watching Koi Pond Lifestyle.